What's up, guys? Boy Benny. I think that it's fair to say that Joe Rogan has become sufficiently based. Well, I mean, he's not Alex Jones yet, but he's on his way. He's good friends with Alex Jones, actually. They don't live too far away from each other. Joe Rogan is someone who, because of his honest questioning of corporate media narratives and his honest questioning of Democrat politicians and his connection with UFC culture, fight culture, and just basic masculine culture, makes him a massive threat to the system. And the soy and screaming cat ladies on the other side that want to run everything, soy boys and screaming cat ladies, they can't stand to have the most popular man in the world and the most listened to man in the world, and this is unequivocal. Every podcast that Joe Rogan does is listened to by 12, 14, sometimes even more million people. He's the most listened to man per show than all of cable news combined. It's hard to really underscore how popular Joe Rogan is. They can't stand the fact that they can't control him. Joe Rogan is someone who has regularly hit back at the media for trying to destroy him, right? So you have CNN's broadcast. CNN put a filter on Joe Rogan versus the original clip. Joe Rogan posting this, saying yellow journalism, right? Meaning fake news, effectively. Saying CNN tried to change the color of Joe Rogan's face to manipulate it and make it look worse when Joe Rogan got COVID, okay? Because they didn't like the way that Joe Rogan was treating his COVID. And they just hate Joe Rogan in general. The dude's had so many cancellations and people coming for him and digging up all of his old stuff, and he's more popular than ever. So what does that tell you? They've got to lie to get their narrative. Now, here's the new one. Joe Rogan has endorsed Kamala Harris and is Team Kamala. That's a little crazy because Joe Rogan is someone who said he wants to have Donald Trump on his show. Joe Rogan has said he's somebody who likes and shakes hands with Donald Trump at the UFC. And now there's fake news going around that Joe Rogan endorsed Kamala. Joe Rogan is apparently going to sue over that. This is according to reports. Now we'll see what happens. We'll watch sort of the court filings there in Austin, Texas. But apparently Joe Rogan is going to sue MSNBC over a fake clip, an edited clip that was so bad that Joe Rogan's actually going to maybe file suit. Let's dive in here, okay? So first off, MSNBC deceptively edited a clip to make it look like Joe Rogan is fawning over Kamala Harris. She's a strong woman. She's a person who just served overseas twice. She's everything you want. MSNBC didn't tell you that Joe Rogan was talking about Tulsi Gabbard. It's Joe Rogan. It's true, Joe Rogan thinks Kamala can win, but he was asking about why Democrat Party is so hell-bent on pushing candidates like Kamala instead of Tulsi. Tulsi is, of course, a friend of Joe Rogan and a regular on the show. MSNBC now deleted the video from TikTok, and this is the receipt. Joe Rogan predicts Kamala Harris will win the presidency. So they straight up said this and then literally cut the video to make it sound like he's praising Kamala Harris. Have a listen.
I feel like we are in this very bizarre time where people are giving in to the bullshit in a way that I never suspected people would before. And this is one, they just want no Trump, no matter what, and they're willing to gaslight themselves to think that. And by the way, I think Hillary could win. If Hillary jumped back in.
I've been saying that for months.
If Hillary jumped back in, but I feel like Hillary could win.
So MSNBC posted this correction. Now they deleted the original. And they have this down at the bottom. Correction, we have removed an earlier version of the post that incorrectly implied that Joe Rogan was talking about Vice President Kamala Harris. He was referring to Tulsi Gabbard when he said she can win.
No, she's not.
She can win. She is a strong woman.
This is what they posted. These people are fake news, and they knew it. You can actually see the jump cut. They're not even, they're obvious about it. They're not even trying. Now, interestingly, Tulsi Gabbard popped on to explain what's going on here. MSNBC exposed again as a propaganda machine for the Democrat elite. One part of the video, Joe Rogan was talking about Kamala. Another part of the video is talking about me. MSNBC combined them together to say it was all about Kamala and that he was endorsing her. Furthermore, it's another violation of FEC law by failing to report their propaganda as a contributor to Kamala's campaign. All right, here we go.
If you guys caught this, but MSNBC was exposed today for yet another set of lies. They deceptively edited together this video of different Joe Rogan comments to make it appear that he was singing the praises of Kamala Harris.
She's going to win.
No, she's not.
She can win. She is a strong woman.
This is not reflective at all of the truth of what Joe Rogan said. And I think MSNBC has since taken this post down. But what's really serious here is that not only does Joe Rogan deserve an apology, there's actually something far bigger at stake here. This is yet another example of how MSNBC is working hand in glove with the Democrat elite and the Kamala Harris campaign to try to spread lies, simply things that are not true. So what this means is MSNBC is a for-profit corporation. They are helping Kamala Harris's election campaign, and what they are doing through their platform would qualify as an in-kind contribution to her campaign. It's worth a lot of money. The fact that they are doing this should require the Federal Elections Commission that manages campaign spending and campaign finance to require them to report this as an in-kind campaign contribution or to be punished for abusing their position in trying to use their platform that has nothing to do with journalism. It is purely a propaganda platform, and that they are using this in order to try to help Kamala Harris get elected. These people need to be held accountable for what they're doing, because otherwise they will continue to do this, continue to abuse their platform and their power to try to deceive the American people and help her get elected.
Love Tulsi Gabbard, so incredibly based. Joe Rogan sues MSNBC for $30 million. Suit claims the news organization deceptively edited a video to make it look like it was pro-Kamala Harris. Now, we are just seeing unsubstantiated reports right now that Joe Rogan is suing MSNBC. Nonetheless, the correction and the takedown is very important. Charlie Kirk here with the actual full context of the clip. An important clip from Joe Rogan. He suggests that Kamala Harris might win simply because of the wall-to-wall propaganda. It all bothers me, the fragility of the human mind. Everyone forever was like, Kamala Harris is the worst VP. She's the least popular VP of all time. And then in a moment's time, all of a sudden, she's our solution. She's our hero. Everyone is with her. Try Googling a negative story about her and you won't find one. People are giving in to the bullshit in a way that I've never expected. The race will settle. Register voters, chase ballots, do the boring stuff, win, says Charlie. Okay, so that's the context of the actual clip. Is Joe Rogan actually bashing Kamala Harris? MSNBC, of course, doing everything they can to try and hype Kamala Harris. We'll see. There's a reason why they shoved Kamala in there at the very last second. And they just sort of like let the corpse of Joe Biden just sort of like slog around because they know how bad Kamala Harris is. Kamala Harris was illegitimately installed by the Democrat Party without a single vote from any Democrat primary voters. No one voted for her. She lost the election so embarrassingly, not the election, she lost the primary so embarrassingly when she ran in 2020. It was the same thing. They tried to make her the new Obama. She popped like a balloon. Didn't even make it to Iowa. Squealed about buses and stuff. It was bad news, man. It's bad news all around. They're trying to just shove her, just trying to just all the feels and the vibe, and just try and shove her over the finish line. It's not going to work. Not going to work. I think that this, especially the stock market collapse and stuff, is going to play so horribly. Like, people are going to come back down to reality, and the media sugar high is going to go away. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.